Good Thursday morning. We have set up here right outside of Hoboken, Georgia, on some southern yellow pine trees. We have come about 2 years ago and removed a few here on the far side, and we are now back. One thing I want a PSA about: if you have any standing timber, any standing pine tree, southern yellow pine trees in your yard or on your property, it's one thing to look for. This one here is dead. The rest of them are not. This one's dead. There's, in fact, 2 trees here, but that one biggest one's dead also. From what I gathered, you know, the client maybe wondered if it was lightning strike. There's no apparent damage or indicators that lightning hit any of these trees. But what happened, unfortunately, and this is the most common, is that whenever you have a stand of timber like this, you have to really watch out for that southern pine bark beetle, okay? And what they do is they are attracted by weaker, defected, cankered up trees that maybe leak sap, or that sap's easily accessible. You can see here where the beetle lands and goes to boring. And he bores his way in there and he just drinks the sap from this thing, essentially interrupting the flow of sap up and down, and ultimately hindering the overall integrity of the tree itself. So that's a good indicator of, you know, of course, like I say, we have 3 or 4 that's dead here in the stand of green ones. No lightning damage, but then upon further review, you can see where the beetle has come in. You can also see the little sawdust that come out of the tubes. And you wonder why all this is on the ground. Well, it's because when it rained, it washed it all down here in piles. But it was on a good, you know, on a span of dry days, you can see, look like little pieces of popcorn coming out where the beetle has drilled into the tree. With that being said, once you get one, the thing to keep an eye out for is once you get a tree that will host the beetle, and once the beetles fly in here and go to attacking, then they're in here. Then they're gonna start hitting the next weaker ones, or the ones closest to it, like they did here. I believe they started on this one. I think this one here had been dead the longest. The beetle moved in and it just kind of jumped over here and got on these other ones. Something to really look out for, because once they get started, if you're not careful, they'll have half of your stand gone. Just something to consider. If you give us a call, we can help you out with that, and even preventative maintenance. Best thing to do is just once you spot it, get it out of there. Get them gone. Don't just cut it down and leave it. The beetle's still there. You need to get it out, get it down, and let us get the logs and all out, and grind your stumps. Keep that in mind. See ya.